Hello. Just waiting to see if there's anybody out there so we can chat. I'm pretty sure everybody's trying to get the Bill Cosby news and all that stuff. So we're going to give it a minute and see how much of our family comes on in so we can talk today. Hello, hello, hello. If you there, I'm glad to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. It's Kesey. That's my girl. Girl, we got to get some good therapy in today so we can feel better. Lily, hey girl. Child, I know y'all seen this stuff with Bill Cosby, didn't you? They say he done got out. PBH. Hey, Maureen Wells, how you doing, girl? All right. Family, y'all come on in. Let's sit down and talk. Crazy must be, the season right now. We living in crazy season. It's really going down. All right. Delicia, hey boo, Steph. All right, happy to be happy. How you doing? Good to see you. Shay Shay, KK. Oh, y'all rhyming. All right, Olympia, Sunshine, Sunshine. How you doing, sister? She say, hey from Detroit. Y'all pray for me. I'm down here in good old Houston, Texas. Hey, Sherry Harris. How you doing? Jazzy Joy, sister man, how you? Lena Pretty Brown Eyes, Catherine 10. I'm glad y'all here. Yeah, child, I was watching that mess with Bill Cosby. They said they done overturned it or what they say did they say overturned or they say vacated the conviction. I think that's what they said. Hazeline, Sunrise Speaks, how you doing? Misbehaving, Dana Cutler. Lord, all my kin folks here. Family, how y'all doing? Hey, Loretta. It's a rainy evening over there. It ain't raining in Houston yet. It's dark like it want to. Hey, Deborah. I'm glad you're here. Tracy. Tracy, it's good to see you. That's a pretty picture, sis. Up. Lily over there in Atlanta, in hot Atlanta. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Candace Lane. Hey, y'all. So yeah, Catherine, you knew. Well, welcome, sister. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Y'all welcome my sister Catherine. Listen, as y'all come in, please hit the like button. Please, I'm begging for likes, y'all. It's so important. It'll help me out. Y'all know I'm new and trying to build this platform up so we can have our own little family and our own little community. Zoe, my girl from my home state. Good to see you. Good to see you. Delightful being. I'm glad you're here. Yep, y'all hit the like button as you come in. If you have not subscribed, please do so if you will. Membership is now available. I do see that some of the ladies who have gotten our membership are here, and I appreciate y'all. Sherry Harris and Jazzy Joy in the building. New family members. My mini me is in the building, or me 2.0, however you want to look at that. Thank you, my Evie, for being here with your mama. And y'all, let's have a chat, shall we? Okay. So y'all know we've been talking the last few days about how the energy has shifted, all this chaos that's happening, how it's affecting everybody. And I want to take a quick minute for us, the ladies, to try to figure out where do we come into all of this? Like, do we have a part to play in it? Okay, is that Esmeen? Esmine? How you doing? Oh, all the way from London. Well, good evening to you. I'm so glad you made it. Okay, Keith, if you don't see it on the mobile app, what I did try to go and do, if you go to my page, I think there's a link there. I typed it in because my daughter was telling me she couldn't see it from the mobile app either. If you go to my page, let me scroll down. Okay, you know how they show like the video and they got like information. I think right now it's showing my live, but there's like a description under it and it has the link for membership. So we'll try it that way, and I may even try to put the link in here if I can. Y'all know I be struggling. I'm on straight struggle mode. But I'm going to do my best. Y'all bear with me because you know your sister ain't that bright. So let me see what I can do. Thank you, Deborah. Eva, you better tell Miss Deborah thank you. Okay, I wanted to make sure I put that StreamYard link in there so that way if anybody wants to call in, they can. Because I keep telling y'all, I want y'all to engage with me so that we can, do some things together. I can't do everything on my own. I'm not going to try to do everything on my own. I don't have what it takes. But I know if you all will help me, that we can get it done. Now, membership is actually, the link for it is in the description for this video. I did get that right, y'all. Y'all should be proud of me. I got it done. So if you go into the description for this video where it says channel membership, if you click that link, it should get you where you need to go. Okay? Y'all take a look at the description for this video and it should get you there. Okay? Thank y'all so much. So, where I was going with it, let me know if y'all see it in the description. Okay? Y'all just let me know if you see it. That way I know if I did it correctly. I think I did though. But the reason why I wanted to really get into it and talk about all of the chaos and turmoil that we've been seeing, hey Paula, is we need to investigate ourselves. We got our sister Nosy over there investigating the cartoon characters, but we're going to, hey Linda Ford, the original mermaid is here. Okay, Sunshine is there and it works. All right, thank you, sister. I appreciate it. Zaleen, it's in the description for this video. It says channel membership. If you click the link, our sister Sunshine says that the link does work. It's there and it does work. Okay, all right. Oh, Princess watching from the nail shop. Girl, you getting them claws right. You better say it. I love it. Thank you so much. And Jazzy Joy is also helping to steer our sisters in the right direction so they can get that done. So we can really, really get into some digging and engaging and helping each other and enjoying some things and planning some events so we can do some stuff together. We're not just mamas and sisters. We got, we like to enjoy ourselves too. So we're going to plan some things together and I want everybody's input on everything. So, with the chaos that has been going on the last few days in social media, in our lives, people are going through it on their jobs, y'all. This is really something that we have to address. We got to look at how we play into the chaos that is happening in our lives. We got a part to play. Hey, Queen Paradise. And because we do have a part to play, we got to look at what part that is. Onyx, how you doing? Original Mermaid, thank you so much for becoming a family member. Thank you so much. I really appreciated it. So with that being said, I wanted to ask us a question. Pose a question to every one of us, right? Our voices, because our voices are powerful. We're Black women. We're women, period. That voice that we have is very powerful. So we got to ask the question, are we using our voices for encouragement or chaos? Meaning, are we coming with positive energy or negative energy when we open our mouths? Silver Diamond, how you doing, boo? I love you too. Thank you so much for being here. Y'all hit that like button as you come in, please. Okay. So when we ask the question, are our voices being used for chaos or for encouragement? Egypt now, hey sister, I'm glad you made it in. So it comes down to, hey Andrew Gabor, how you doing, darling? Pieces of Bree, hey sister. All right. So what's going down is, sometimes the things we say, not sometimes, guaranteed the things we say make a difference in how the outcome of things in our lives, right? So the outcome that we get, a lot of times we're the architect of our own success or our own struggle, right? So you got to let's look at our lives, look at situations. If we get frustrated, we blow up, we say all kind of crazy stuff like, I'm gonna be broke forever. Linda Ford, thank you so much for becoming a new family member. I appreciate you. And the next thing you know, every time you look in your pocket, something missing. It's like you got a hole in your bucket and you ain't even dear Liza. So you got to look at, sometimes we create the problems that we have. Hey Delicia, thank you so much for becoming a new family member. So what I mean by that is, like, let's look back on our lives, the things that we have created and the things that have been created on us as well. Okay, sometimes as parents and sometimes our parents spoke negatively toward us, And it was out of frustration, y'all. I'm not saying they meant it, but a lot of times those things were said out of frustration. And when you're emotional or frustrated, sometimes it's better to keep silent, because when you get angry, you're liable to say anything, and the emotion behind those words can cause things to manifest. And we have to be very deliberate when we're choosing our words, because we don't want everything to manifest. It's some stuff that we might want to keep to ourselves. You know what I mean? So, silence. I don't want, before we even go further, I don't want us to discount silence. Silence is not a defense mechanism. Sometimes silence is a weapon of offense. Sometimes keeping your mouth shut will be the best weapon you have against an enemy that is looking for an opportunity to attack you. Sometimes they're looking for an opportunity, y'all, to run you into a trap. People know how to provoke you. They know how to press buttons. We were talking about that yesterday. That sometimes people press buttons to get you to get a reaction out of you, so that they get you out of character, so that they mess up your reputation. Egypt, now, thank you so much for becoming a family member. Hey, Nika, I'm glad you're here. And so, I want us to really consider silence as a tool. Sometimes when bad things are happening, we don't always have to have something to say. Unless we can choose our words and do things in a strategic fashion, sometimes we need to have something to say. Zaleen, this is what you do, sis. Close your live chat, right? And then where you see the title of the live for today, there should be an arrow next to it that'll open it up so you can see the full description of the video, and then you'll see some links down there. Now I got a link there for channel membership, and also just so y'all know, I finally found a way to do it. There's a link there for the lady I get my eyelashes from. So if y'all want some good, full, dramatic, thick mink lashes, she got them. Okay. Yes. And Jazzy Joy, thank you so much for becoming a family member. Delicia, thank you so much for the super chat, sis. I appreciate you. All right, you a crown member. I'm so happy, and we happy to have you. Silence is a tool, y'all. We don't want to discount it. Please understand that as women, our silence is powerful. Our silence is powerful because everybody expects us to run off at the mouth. Everybody expects us to pop off. Everybody expects us to snap. And when you don't give people what they expect from you, you are truly taking control of that situation. You're regaining control. And in the words of Maxine Waters, y'all, you are reclaiming your time. You don't have to take everything on. ATL staying, hey sis, thank you so much for becoming a family member. Miss Rochelle, thank you so much for becoming a family member. I appreciate y'all. So, and Kesey baby, thank you so much for becoming a family member. Y'all gonna make me cry for real. Like, I'm trying not to be emotional because I want to get this out. Yes. And we have to unlearn those toxic behaviors. You absolutely correct. And these are the things that I'm trying to point at. We got to grab that silence and learn how to use it. When we keep our mouths quiet, number one, we don't let people know what we're thinking. Sometimes we can talk too much, y'all. I be doing it too. Sometimes we can talk too much, and you tell people exactly what you're thinking and exactly where you're coming from. Now they know exactly how to hem you up. Understand, sometimes in trying to explain yourself, you make the situation worse. Sometimes in trying to explain yourself, you give them more ammunition to use against you. Some people are very, very experienced in twisting your words. That's right, Deborah. Silence can be deadly. So let's always know that that is a tool that we have at our disposal. If you're in a situation and it becomes chaotic and people become toxic and they start attacking, and everything you say, they twist it around, and all of a sudden they're saying what you weren't saying at all. And they're telling you, actually, well, see, what you said is this, and actually what you said is that. The reality is those people are not misunderstanding you, sis. They just misrepresenting you. So silence, make sure you use your silence, ladies. Use your silence. Now, The reason I said that is because that's just one tool. We ain't got to be quiet all the time, because y'all know sometimes we can't hold still and we ain't gonna be quiet. That ain't what we gonna do. Okay, so sometimes we got to talk. Sometimes we need to get it across, right? So when that happens, what I want y'all to understand is choose your words. Be very deliberate with your words. Now, that's not the same as these people who act like they got reptile in their family. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Them Negroes that's real snaky. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about choosing your words and being deliberate so that you don't leave any room for error, so that you don't leave any opportunity for somebody to twist what you said. You don't leave any room for people to misunderstand what you said. Be clear, be direct, be concise. Don't let your emotions interrupt and intercept your message. Do not allow your emotions to intercept your message. If you want to say something to somebody, calm yourself down. Sometimes, sis, walk away, come back later, and then tell them what you want to tell them after your emotions have died down. Linda Ford says, my whole family, my daughter, son, and I are all Aquarius. Oh, just like me. We are mayhem. I don't speak because I learned. Okay. My kids don't like me. They love you. Chaos. I say nothing. I know that's right. But I said that to say this. I think we've all been in situations where you're right in what you're saying. You ain't saying nothing wrong. But the minute you become emotional, voices get raised, folks start cussing and adding, them sentence enhancers, them cuss words in there. Then the person that you're talking to, if this person is truly an agent of chaos, they're going to focus on your attitude. They're going to focus on your tone of voice. They're going to focus on the expletives and the sentence enhancers, and then they're going to deliberately not understand your message. So sometimes, y'all, we have to walk away and then come back and talk to them. And Grace, thank you so much, sister, for becoming a family member. I'm so happy to have y'all as a part of the royal family. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Keep coming in. As you come in, please hit the like button if you will. So walking away is another good tool of how to make sure that you maintain control of the message that you're trying to put out. Because honestly, y'all, I hope y'all know we can be right and wrong at the same time. Hey, sis, Team Miracle Talks Unique Royalty Hair LLC. All right. Are we speaking of a certain agent of chaos? No, not a certain one, unless you want to grab the link and come tell us anything specifically that you've gone through. But you're welcome to do that. My link is at the top, and I try to repost it throughout because I want y'all to feel free to come up and say anything and everything you want to get out, anything that you're experiencing. But as I was saying, walking away, powerful. Come back when you're calm. That way you can deliver your message in a way that the person that you're speaking with, no matter what their intentions are, they won't have anything that they can take and twist. They won't be able to say, oh, but you were yelling at me. Miss Gwen Rogers, thank you so much for becoming a member of the royal family. I thank you so much. Good to see you. Good to see you. So that's another tool. So we covered silence, we covered walking away and coming back when we're calm, so we can control what we're saying, so that we do not allow our emotions to intercept the message. We don't want that. Miss Catherine Ten say, that's what happened when I got my divorce. Girl, you better say it. It's a whole lot of folks got that same story. They might not want to tell it, but it's the same story. And then here's the other thing that I want to point out. Like we talked about it the other day, but I want to bring it back again. Brown Skin Beauty 52. How you doing? Good to see you. Happy to have you, sis. So that the provocation. Y'all try not to get provoked. I know I'm asking a lot with that because I know I have a hard time with it. I didn't float down from a cloud, and I promise you I was not born in a baptismal pool. I wasn't. Provocation is real, but you got to stop and think sometimes. Think twice and speak once. Some of these folks that's provoking you, it's not accidental. Some people are trying to provoke you into a response They're trying to provoke you into a response so that they have something to use against you. Some of them people ain't nothing but agents of the devil. And that's the truth. Hey, Veronica, thank you so much for becoming a royal family member. And Olympia W., thank you too, sister. I appreciate y'all coming in. Anybody else who hasn't hit the like button, y'all please do that for me. Please, y'all back me up. So always pay attention to that. Choose your words. And one of the reasons that I wanted to focus on the words we use so much today, why the words we use are so important, is because y'all know the power of life and death is in the tongue. We have the power to speak and manifest things, y'all. We are speaking spirits, and we have to own that, and we have to be responsible for that, right? So we can speak life into a situation, and we can speak death, chaos, and dismemberment and disorganization into situations. You know, how many people do we know that maybe the child was slightly, mischievous, and the mama say you ain't gonna be nothing. You no good like you no good daddy. You're speaking a curse because manifestation, and I'm sure we'll get into that another day. But when we start talking about manifesting things, we're talking about manifesting real and tangible results. So if you speak in death or disorganization into a situation, you're speaking a real and tangible result that you might not want to have to deal with on the back end. You might not want to deal with that on the back end. So we got to be careful with what we manifest. Hey, Simone, thank you so much for becoming a Royal Family member. I appreciate y'all. I really do. So we got to think about it. We don't want to get in the habit of allowing ourselves to get emotional and start manifesting negative things, because that ain't nothing but curses, y'all. Do we really want to be those kind of women that's sitting up, or these kind of people? For my brothers is here too. Do we really want to be the kind of people that's sitting back and speaking curses on ourselves, on our situations, on our children, on our friendships? Do we want to be speaking curses, manifesting negative things, disorganizing our own lives or our children's lives because we became frustrated, and in that moment you let your emotions build up and you blurted out something that now is going to have a real and tangible result? I'm just saying, think about it, y'all. Give it a thought. Egypt now says, I have been attacked ever since my mother passed away. It'll be 4 years in November. I have not been able to grieve because of siblings and family members keeping negativity going. Egypt, you know I love you. I'm gonna have to ask you to come up on here on this here porch and talk to me and let me know what's going on with that. Because I feel like somebody else is going through something similar. I've been through a situation that's similar. And I don't want to just tell my story. I want somebody else to come and give us, where they coming from. If you're able to, if you're working, that's different. But I want to hear, how that's playing out for you and how you handling it. Catherine says, but what if both persons won't back down? Well, you got to be the person that knows when to back down, because the other person might not have good sense, and you can't be accountable for the stupidity of another person now. We can only be accountable for ourselves. You know how that go. Hey, Plum. Hey, Sunrise Speak, sis. How you doing?
I'm good, my love. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. It's so interesting that you brought up this topic because I've
Mm-hmm.
actually have had two conversations kind of on the same line over the past 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
I have one girlfriend and it just breaks my heart. Um, she doesn't realize like how some of the things that she says manifest within her life.
Mm-hmm.
And it started with her mama. Um, her father cheated on her mother. So she grew up with her mother saying, expect men to cheat, expect men to not be faithful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, men ain't ish, black men ain't ish. They gonna do what they gonna do. If you get married, just make sure that it's something that you okay with, whether he faithful to you or not. Just this narrative, right?
Right.
So her husband, my girlfriend's husband, did unfortunately pass away tragically in an accident, but before he passed they were kind of separated because he had cheated.
Mm-hmm.
And you know i'm j- I'm that optimistic kind of person. I don't know if it's the Sagittarius in me. They said we're optimistic. But like for me, like the house could be on fire and I'll be like, oh, okay, well, we have insurance. We're just going to get a better house. Like it'll all be okay. Like I
Right.
don't stress out about too much because things I can take or leave things, as long as I have myself and I have my health and I have my family, like I don't care about anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But she the, some of the things that she just says manifest so much in her life. Like I grew up, with my parents married, my grandparents married. Like I have a ton of like married couples around me. I'm not married, but I certainly believe in marriage and, pray for that one day. But she'll constantly say like, oh, you know, I don't believe in it anymore. Men cheat, even the people that I have around me, the husband is cheating, the wife may know and she cool with it, or she may not know. Like, I don't, like, she'll say, like, I don't know any married couples, like, it's just not going to happen for me again. And I constantly ask her, like, do you realize, like, the things that you're saying? Like, do you not think that they don't manifest? Then she'll, she has told me stories about her childhood, how like her mom would like drag her to so many funerals. Like she thought that it was odd, like growing up. But in hindsight, she says that she realizes that her mother was preparing her for all of the loss that she's experienced. And I'm like, do you think that that could have been manifesting the loss that you've experienced?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You, but she thinks that in her mind, she sees it as her mother preparing her. And I'm like, no, perhaps it was manifesting.
Okay.
Perhaps even her talking about or kind of cultivating the narrative that you currently live by as far as men are concerned. Like that was your mom. And of course, we love our mothers, we love our grandmothers, we love those like matriarchs in our lives that taught us everything. But at the end of the day, even some of their lessons were not correct.
That's right.
And we
That's
have to unlearn those like toxic behaviors and toxic lessons.
That's right. We have to, and we have to break those curses. Sometimes our mothers taught us that bad behavior. Our fathers taught us that bad behavior, and you're right. Some of those lessons, and hey, Aries forever, I ain't want to miss you, sis. Some of those lessons that we learn, y'all, we got to unlearn them.
Mm-hmm.
We got to unlearn them. Let me tell you, my father was one of those men that y'all will hear me say often, I had the best daddy on the planet. You're not gonna find a better father than the one I had. But even that man would get upset and he would say things.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he meant a bit of harm. But he would get ticked off and be like, you little niggas are tear up the devil himself. Y'all can't do nothing right. Stuff like that. And you don't know how that will manifest in a child's life. It literally turned into a cycle, almost a perpetual cycle of me starting off doing well and then dismantling my own things and being self-destructive to my own being.
Mm-hmm.
He pronounced a curse over us that he didn't intend to pronounce because, didn't have the understanding. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we have to unlearn a lot of that stuff that we learned just in our upbringing. Even though they did it in ignorance, it still had very real ramifications. Linda Ford said, Seanitra, I learned never rely on anyone but ourselves. We have all said something we regretted. There's never going to be a conversation before an apology to my parents. Is that from them? I'll be cordial and quiet. Okay, yeah, I understand that. And if that's how you need to process, y'all's relationship, I understand it. I do understand it. And hey, Alondra, and on what you were saying, Sunrise, I'm
Mm-hmm.
with you. There are some people they are so negative. They speak
Mm-hmm.
nothing but death into their own lives. And then
Yeah,
they
and
and then you see them complain about the bad stuff that's happening. Ain't
right,
nothing going right.
and
Every man I
it's
get, they all cheaters. Baby, you attracting the cheaters.
right, and it's like a defense mechanism. It becomes a defense mechanism, and it's just like it's so many things and so much of her thought process. I see of it just trying to protect herself, but it's just so odd. And then I had another conversation with a guy I'm kind of seeing,
Oh.
and and we were talking about like it from a general standpoint, men's view on marriage and how they often how they often think that they have so much to lose by getting married, in the event that they get divorced, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
their pensions or um spousal support and all of this kind of stuff. And I was just like, why would you even go into it? Like, yes, things happen. I'm not that naive. But why would you even go into something with that negative connotation?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, being a spiritual person, like, I for a man who kind of views marriage negatively, that somewhat makes me question where their faith and where their spirituality lies.
Right.
Um and we were having that discussion, and he was like, you know what, like, you're absolutely right. He was like, sometimes it's frustrating because I always see the glass half empty rather than half full.
Mm-hmm.
And that's honestly, it's almost like something like that will almost, and I'm kind of like praying on it, but it's almost like a deal. I hadn't really confirmed it for me yet, but I'm questioning, is that mindset or characteristic of like another person, like a deal breaker, you
Now, you
know?
know what? But the only person who can really determine if that's a deal breaker, sis, is you. You
Right.
know, you have
Mm-hmm.
to look at what you want for your life. And if this person is speaking these words, those words are powerful. And we have to not only do we have to watch our words, we have to pay attention to the words that other people are saying.
Yep.
If that man is telling you, if he's telling you with his words that he doesn't value marriage, then you have to decide if that's a deal breaker for you, because this person is letting you know, hey,
well
don't
i
get your
i
hopes set on that because that's not something I value.
well, I think that he does value it. His parents are still married. Now, he was
Okay.
engaged. He was engaged. She was unfaithful to him. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that he may have some concerns there, but he's also a man that has men around him that don't seem to be happy in their marriage.
Ah, okay. And
So,
again, that goes back to those words, because we don't know what words that they're planting into, what seeds that they're planting with their words in this
correct.
man's mind or spirit concerning that. Egypt, now how you doing, sister? I'm glad you made it here.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can
Hmm.
hear you. It sound like a little background noise, but we can hear you.
Yeah. So this what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna do it from my phone because this the tablet is always an issue with the tablet. So I'm gonna go out and come back in. I'm gonna do it from the phone. Okay.
Okay, that'll work. That's all
All
right. I'm gonna
right.
keep talking to Sister Sunrise while you do that.
All right.
Okay. So now back to this here man.
but but yeah, like, his parents are still married, wonderful couple, now I will say his friend group, they will often complain when they got to get like permission to go out with the fellas, or he has often told me that they just don't make marriage look like fun. But meanwhile, I have a friend group, all of which are married, and the husbands are friends, the wives are friends, they travel, they've been on numerous trips, they have a ball. And but I was very intentional with God maybe a few years ago, just asking for positive images of black love and marriage, because that's what my heart desires. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
so thankful to be able to witness it. Now, I'm not naive. People show you what they want to show you. You never know what goes on behind closed doors. People's marriages is something that's private, but I will say, from what I am able to see and share with my group of friends that are close to me, that are couples, and I'm talking married 17 years, 15 years, 10 years, 7 years, 5 years, are all beautiful from what I can see from outside appearances.
Mm-hmm.
um but in his experience, he will often tell me that he does aspire. He even said it to me today, that he does want to be married one day. But in previous conversations, he has told me that some of his boys just don't make marriage look fun. And I'm like, well, you need to probably check. Like I told him today, like you need to check who you're around and, the company that you keep.
That's true. That is true. And a lot of times when we see that, especially with some of the younger men, hey Lativia, how you doing, sis? We so glad you made it in. Let us know how you doing and how your people doing, okay? But that's what happens if he surrounds himself, or any younger man who's considering marriage or what have you, if he surrounds himself with people who are married and they're having a negative experience, and what he hears from them on a regular basis is, oh, it's horrible, she refused to cook, she won't comb her hair, she argue all the time. If he keeps hearing all these negative things, he's absolutely going to have a negative connotation, and those seeds have
Hmm.
already been planted. Again, that's why these words are very, very important. And Alondra made a good point. He needs positive male reinforcement, because he's hearing
Yep.
plenty of the negative.
Yep. Yep.
He's hearing plenty of that. He ain't got no shortage of that. So now we need
Hmm.
somebody with some positive seeds to plant, not just
Hmm.
negative things. All right,
Hmm.
Sister Egypt is back. Girl, tell us what's going on with the Ken folks. What they got happening?
So, ever since like my mom passed away, like me, I'm the oldest. I got a brother and a sister. So my brother always felt like he was like better. I done never did nothing to him, so I had tried to have a relationship with him, but I just after a while just stopped. But when I would be at family like outings and stuff, I would still be cordial. I would never say anything. And my sister, she was in LA. She wasn't even here. So it was like they wasn't about my mom, and when my mom had passed away, they was like had like beefs going, and they didn't mend the feud. And then my mom passed away. Like nobody knew she was gonna pass away. So I was there with her for her last 40 days in the hospital and things like that. Um she decided to leave me her insurance money. I didn't know nothing about it. I had no clue. And ever since then, I just been being like, I say attacked because I don't like people bothering me because I don't bother people.
Right.
So it's just been, drama, you know what I mean, about the money because that's all they wanted. People wanting to fight. I have not. I walked away from every. When I say I walked away from every situation, I walked away. Literally, just a month ago, I left my mother's house that I was fixing. Because my mother had just paid for it because my sister wanted to fight. She wanted to start drama. So I had to stop all my plans, all my projects I had for the house because um legally the house belongs to all of us. So I was just really just trying to fix it because of the foundation and things like that. It wasn't about me having it because it doesn't belong just to me.
Right.
So I had to relocate and moved to another family house, which is on my dad's side, just to prevent from going to jail. The police was called. It was all types of things to provoke me, so that what I mean, like, oh, I can get locked up, and then they press charges. Then I would be locked up for a while. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and literally, a lot of people, they wasn't even about my mother or anything like that. I never said anything because when my mother passed away, I was just numb. I didn't even know it was going to happen. And I really was just trying to process. But literally, I have not been able to grieve properly because of drama, 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 money, money, money. I gave my brother some money. He still acts funny. So it's like, I'm just like over it. And, it seems like everybody, kind of just, feel as though like it's okay, you know, that my peace is disturbed and I have to keep dealing with this when nobody has no ground to stand on. Like this girl, she has no ground to stand on, you know. Um, she took in and acted like a crackhead and sold stuff out of my mother's house a few years ago. I didn't even do anything about that. And so now it's like I feel like I really feel alone because it still seems like nobody understands me. Like nobody understands, you
Mm-hmm.
know, what I feel. Nobody understands nothing, that I miss her so much. She's not here. And some people seem like they happy that she died.
Right.
And literally, like I used to be in this, I changed my life. I used to be in the street. I always worked, but I used to be in the street. And I stopped the street life like a few years after I had my son. And I haven't resorted back to Egypt, who was the bitch, or Egypt, who would just, do whatever. I have not done none of that. But it's like, ever since like last year into this year, it's like everybody been trying to, and all I've done literally was walk away from every situation. But it's like, I think because when people see, like, I've been through some things I don't think I deserve to go through, but in life you go through things. So I just took it as life lessons. Like, I feel as though I feel as though I'm going through a storm every day. I feel as though every time I walk out the door, I have to pull up my umbrella, but I still keep going. Like, I keep going. I weather
Yeah.
every storm that comes against me. And it started to feel like, it's not starting to feel, it feels like I'm alone. Like, you know, um, I know that they talk about the days and times and things like that. I do still have like my mother's mother, my grandmother, who is 89. That seems like the only person who that like understands me, but I don't tell her it, put too much on her, because I want her to enjoy the rest of her life here.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, that's just literally how it is. And even with like people who I thought were like my friends, or I associated myself with, you know, nobody gets it, or you know what I mean? Like, we older now, there's like certain things that be going on. People are not mindful, and I'm just tired. Like, some days I just feel like I'm just tired.
Yeah, I understand exactly what you mean, sis. Thank you so much for letting us know what you're going through. I think it's important that we reach out when we have these moments, because I know what it feels like personally when you going through things, especially with family and the people around you. They don't understand what you're passing through. It may be because they haven't been through anything, and then y'all, sometimes we just have friends that don't care nothing about what we got going on. They're only concerned with their own experiences and what's happening in their life. You can listen to all their problems, but when it's time for you to start talking about yours, they don't always have a listening ear.
Right. And so, and you saying that, um, so a lot of people I have just alleviated myself from, because I think that, how people, they see you go through stuff, so they just be like, oh, well, either she's strong, she can just, whatever. It's like, no, I'm tired of going through things. Like, I'm tired. Like, I went through a lot with my son's father. My son is 20. I'm still going through stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm over it. Sometimes I want to just pick up and run away,
Right.
because it's like, these people, they don't mean me no good. You know, they're hurting me. They not helping me. They hurting me.
Yeah.
Even my son, sometimes it's like, my mother, I could call her if any type of issues or problems I was having, and she would, help me out.
And I can
Egypt, we
understand
are both
too.
in Philly. I'm about to get in this car and come find you right now.
Egypt, are you hearing your sister?
Yes.
Okay,
I
so
promise you. I promise you. I don't care where we are in Philly. I'm about 20 minutes away from you.
you listen, y'all got the private chat, exchange the information. Let your sister come and help you. Like, this is what I want to see. My whole purpose for everything we doing here, when we talking about the truth and our issues, how we feel and how each other are doing, even the gossip, the fellowshipping, is so we can rebuild our own village, man. We done got
Yeah.
away from it and we need to get back to it. That's
Yes.
real love right there. Sunrise, you did that. Now you about to make me endanger my eyelashes.
Egypt, no, I'm in Philly.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
That's right.
I would say this, because like, I always say it in the chance, but like, I really, really, really just mean this, like, from the bottom of my heart. Like, ever since last year, like, I didn't know about Michelle's channel. I was a binge word, you know what I mean? I was follow binge worthy,
Uh-huh.
and I came across her channel from Bizworthy, and then, I met all of, these awesome people, like you all virtually. And, I'm gonna just tell you, like, literally, when I was going through everything I was going through from last year to this year, like, all of you, like, every time, nobody would even know some things, but it would just be like, oh my God, here go my new family. I would feel better. Like, it make me feel better. It's like, I don't even, I might even don't even see you guys like up closer with all that, but it's like I'm closer to you all and have like a fellowship with you all, kind of like a new family did my old family and people that surround me.
You know, I don't know how to put it, but I know I've always felt like your blood family is one thing, but family don't always mean blood, if
Right,
that makes sense. You can
right,
have family that you didn't grow up with. Some of my sisters who have been more supportive of me and have been more loving to me, we have no blood in common. So you can have family that ain't your blood. And to be perfectly honest, I hope you see me as family. I hope that we all see each other as family because I consider you family. Your
yeah,
family ain't always the ones you born with. Sometimes the people you born with are the first people who teach you to put your defenses up because they're sometimes the first people to attack you. So, God got a way of sending you family when you need family.
right,
And that's really
yeah.
what it is. Like, did you hear your sister immediately was like, I'm coming to find you? That's
I
love.
will
Uh-huh.
listen. I will pull up.
I know that's right, girl. Let's pull up summer.
Listen.
Yes, I'm gonna send her my number, and then so we could yeah, because I was, and it's crazy that you say that, because I was like, you know what, I got to really get my eyes on Paul and Sunrise, because like I I'm a person who, like, I'm very like spiritual, and
Mm-hmm.
I believe in a lot of different things, like with the numbers and manifestation and
Mm-hmm.
timing and things like that. And, it's like every time that we get together, I see these numbers, I feel a sense of security with you guys. And Seanitra, when that stuff had happened in Texas, and I was like, dang, I was doing this research, and I had found they was like advertising this thing, and I was like, I could, send that to her. By the time I was trying to get like some information or something, you was like, you know what, I'm okay, something, something, but like literally, it didn't even matter. I was like, listen, I want to do something, because I just felt that, I wanted to help you, and it felt good to want to help, like, and that's what a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
that we are, like new family and squad members with, is like really a sense of security, really a sense of caring, and
Yeah.
like literally, like, I really care about y'all, like, and I would really, do things if, for people, because that is how I feel, like,
Right.
the closeness, the security, you know, um, the timing and everything. And that's something, that kind of God put together. And, it's just really wonderful. I always say it. I'm like, I wish, I wish to see the day that I meet, some of the other people, because like I really, really love y'all. Like, I really love y'all. Like, I really do.
And you know what? That's all. That's really like the only thing that we can ask from each other is just like love. Like loving people don't cost you nothing.
Nope.
Loving folks don't
Time.
cost a thing. Even
Same
like
way,
that's
prayer don't cost you nothing either. That's why I
right.
praise for all of us all
Yeah,
the
prayer
time.
is free, man.
All
It
the
don't
time.
cost nothing. And the reality of that thing is, it's like even when you get upset, they used to tell us in the country, tongue and teeth fall out, family don't.
Mm.
So it's like if you get mad, get mad. Go ahead and be upset. And yes, God's butterfly, I was struggling, girl. It was real over here. But the reality is, if you get mad, y'all get mad, say what you gotta say. Take a minute, calm down, and come back and talk to your family. You ain't got to, get so mad that you never speak again. You don't have to throw people away. I know some people do that, and that's your prerogative if that's really how you want to live. But I'm not really in a habit of throwing folks away. I'm not. My daughter, who's here all the time, she'll tell you it's not mama's nature to throw people away. I won't. I just don't do it easily. By the time I cut ties with a person, it's because either I realize or I feel like you're evil, or it's a matter of I know that my presence is gonna do you more harm than good.
Yeah.
Which sometimes
I,
that can be the truth. And y'all, that's something else that I wanted to hit on. I'm glad I went to running my mouth and it made me remember from my half a timers. The fact is, y'all, we can be right and wrong at the same time. And I'm saying
Mhm.
this because we are family and we got to really talk about it like it is. We can be right and wrong at the same time. I done been right and wrong at the same time. That's why I say we can't be provoked. Like if something happens, if your family offends you in some way, any one of your family, your born family or your chosen family, right? They can do something to offend you. They might step on your foot. She might mess around and say that, you look like a can of busted biscuits. Anything can happen, because we're still having a human experience. So you can be offended. Something bad can happen. But when you get upset, we can't really talk at that moment sometimes. Sometimes you got to cool off. Go to your separate corners. If the other one don't want to back down, you have enough sense for everybody. You know what I'm saying? You got to have enough sense for everybody. Walk away, cool off, and come back when you got enough sense to speak without being emotional.
yeah.
That's the thing. We
I
can't be emotional. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why I say that, right?
okay.
Perfect example with my family, the things that I've gone through with my mother's sisters. And there were times in my life, girl, that I was right, but I was wrong too. Now, I was right for being offended at the things that they were doing to me. I was called all kind of names. They lied on me. Yes, people lie on children. People gonna mess around and they gonna mess around and misunderstand you. They dedicated to misunderstanding you. They gonna do everything possible to make you out to be a villain, even if you ain't done nothing wrong. And so I would mess around and get upset, y'all, and I would get frustrated, and I didn't know how to get it out. I had not matured to where I am now, and I would blow up. And yes, I was right for being upset. It was the right response. It was a normal response for me to lose my cool because you mistreating me and you lying on me and you saying things to get me a whooping by my mama. But at the same time, I had the option to be right, calm down, and address it without being emotional. Once you get emotional and you let your mouth go to running, you'll hurt yourself. Zelene, thank you so much for becoming a member of the Royal Family. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. And so that's what I mean by right and wrong at the same time. I was right. They didn't have no business telling lies on me. I was right. They had no business sitting up calling a little kid ugly. They didn't have a right to mistreat me. They didn't have a right to put me in bad positions. But at the same time, even though I was right in being angry, I made myself wrong the minute that I became provoked and I decided I was going to meet their negativity with more negativity. That's how you can be right and wrong at the same time.
Mhm.
Sometimes when people decide to act up and they do something bad and they offend you, the best thing we can do, that first tool we talked about today, that silence is a son of a gun, y'all. Get quiet. Number one, I ain't met nobody yet that can argue by themselves unless they're a madman. Get silent. Let them do all the foolishness they want to do. Get silent. And then after you get silent, if you know how to pray, try that. And when you get calm, then come back and explain. When you said A, B, and C, you hurt me. When you did what you did, that offended me. You broke my heart. You disappointed me. And see, when you come back that way and you just stating exactly what happened and what it was the way you saw it, once you can calm down and your emotions don't have the better of you, then you're not feeding into a situation that can destroy you or destroy this
Mhm.
person that you more than likely care something about.
Mhm.
So we can be right, y'all, but we got to be right and stay right. Don't be right and then go wrong. Don't be wrong and right at the same time. Hey, Rocket Mountain
Right.
High. Guess
I
who
I
said we can only control ourselves, starve them out of oxygen? Right, and we want to starve
Mhm.
them spirits that's in them. We don't want to starve our people now, you know.
Right.
But it's true. Like I don't want us to get in the habit of that. I just feel like we hurt each other for no good reason
Yeah.
when we do that. When we hurt
Mm.
ourselves when we do that. You know,
Yep.
there's an old saying out of West Africa that when two elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers. It's
Mhm.
only the grass that suffers. If you sitting up and you fighting each other, the people who are not in the situation, the ones that are under your foot being trampled over with all this negative energy and attacks and the bad words that we saying, those are the people being harmed by our behavior. Okay. Coffee Hook TV says it's a therapy technique not to engage with the person that is seeking to aggravate you and or pull you out of character. Okay, good. I like that. So y'all sis say that is a therapy technique. Hey, how you doing? MRH Education Trust. Good to see you. Linda Ford says they bite themselves in the bum. We just calm. We said nothing. But that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're
Mhm.
supposed to do sometimes.
Yep.
Everything don't require an answer, y'all.
Yep. The reaction. Yep. Yep. Everything. Everything that happens doesn't require a reaction, and you know it the this last had go around. It took everything I had. This went on for a whole weekend, and I just finally was like, you know what? I never said nothing. I never respond. Things got broke up. My brand new computer for my business, everything. I didn't say anything. I said, you know what? I gathered all my stuff that I had. I said, I'm just gonna go to the other house
Yeah.
and I'm gonna just regroup the best way I can. And whatever
Mhm.
I got to do down there, I will just do it. And as long as I can have peace, because see, once I decided that I didn't want to live that life no more, I stopped living that life. So I said and stated that I would not allow no one, and I mean no one, to take me back down that road, and no one to put me back behind any type of bars at all, because that's not good for me. And that's also, I didn't want my son to know that, or what I mean, his mother is locked up or anything like that. And I said, you know what? This is another storm. I'm gonna weather it, and I gotta regroup, and I gotta, go back to the drawing board, and you know, put another plan in, and go ahead and execute that, and keep it moving. But it took a lot, and then from me, dealing with that for 3 days, and then removing myself. Like, once I did remove myself, and this happened to try to, digress, and calm myself down, and
Mhm.
because it was like something mentally had happened, because it was like, I was just like, I was like, God, I'm mentally done right now.
Yeah.
I
And
was
it's
like,
hard.
I'm mentally done. Yeah, and I was going to, I have a place in Indiana. I was going to go to Indiana. I had people there. I was going to just go, but I was like, I got too much stuff that I got going on here. I'm not. I'm gonna just, go to the other house, and I'm gonna regroup. And nobody is here. I'm here by myself. But one thing that is good is my dad. He's around the corner, so he comes check on me. And my grandmom, she lives up the street and around the corner. So the blessing is I could see her, my
Right.
grandpop, and so I was like, you know what, this is what it's going to be for right
Mhm.
now. This is what it's going to be.
Right.
And yeah, so I just been staying in prayer, but there was nobody really to talk to about it. So I'm really it's really good. I'm happy that I was able to kind of get it out, because I didn't talk to nobody about it. I didn't talk to anybody. I just cleaned off my wounds and just got my little bag and kept it moving.
That's right.
So
Well,
this is
I'm
therapy for me. This
and
is
I
this is this is therapy for me.
and I want to say, like, I'm glad that your sisters were able to be here for you and provide an environment where you felt safe to get it out. Because I know how it feels to want to talk about what's going on with you and feel like ain't nobody really listening. And sis
Yep.
here made a good point. That's why I left it on the screen, because she made a good point. Some people get to their boiling point, and we human. We are human. You know, I fail. Everybody fails sometime, but it's like that's why I say we can be right and wrong. And the people around us can be right and wrong, and we have to give them room to come back from their mistakes. And we have to give ourselves room to come back from our mistakes. If you get so hot that you find yourself where you cannot walk away and you cannot just hold your peace, and it goes there, unfortunately, sometimes y'all, as hard as we try, sometimes it's gonna go there. Sometimes it's gonna go there. And you know, as much as you try to avoid it, we are still having a human experience as humans.
Uh-huh.
So we gonna
Yeah.
do some real human things, and sometimes the human thing ain't always the prettiest thing to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it gets ugly, y'all.
Uh-huh. I some people like they be thinking because I be saying that I'm still like trying to please my mother, and some people think of that like, oh, well, she's not here, and it's like that she can still see everything going on. Like
Mm-hmm.
she come visit me in my dreams.
Mm-hmm.
She knows what's going on. She know.
Right.
And so it was some things I did get a chance to do, with her and for her. So, you know, that's the reason why I would not engage and fight these people because of her. I just won't do it
Right.
because I know that would hurt her. Like, it's like, oh, she's not here. It's like, no, y'all, I don't think you understand. If you're not spiritually inclined, you won't know. Like, I don't want to hurt her because I don't want to see her in the dream and get into her asking me why did that happen because she knows like what's going on. She told me about something one time in a dream that let me know that what was going on at that current time that she knew about it.
Right.
And I was just like, wow. And but that is where it's at. It's like I just will not because I don't want to disappoint her, even though she's not here. I just don't want to do that. Like I really loved her. I really honored her, and I still do. You
But
know,
and you know what, and that's a good thing to do. And to be honest, I feel like that's also a good way to help you process that loss, if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. Like
yes,
when you lose someone, when you change or alter any way that you operate in this life because you know it would have pleased them or it would honor them, I think that is a very good way to process that loss. Because again, loss is also a part of that human experience that we're having, and it's not easy. It's just not easy. There's no easy way around it. I've lost a parent, and I had people say stuff like, "Oh, it'll get better," and that ain't nothing but a lie. It ain't gonna get no better. No,
Mm-mm.
you just get a
Nope.
little
nope,
bit stronger every day, but
Yep.
it's
yep.
gonna get better. Losses
It's a
like that,
battle.
it's a battle, and it's an internal battle, and it's an
Yep. Every
external
day.
battle, and it's
Yep.
external, because you
Yep.
have things that you always did with that person, or things that you did for that person, or people that used to have a different sort of relationship with you, and now because that person is gone, they have changed the way they even talk to you. They
Mm-hmm.
don't change the way they handle you because they feel like maybe the person who has your back is no longer there. So we
Yep.
got to look at that. Hey, Auntie Eva, I'm glad you're back. Sis, you might have to catch the replay. We've been running our mouths real deep for a minute now. But that's the thing. It's like there is no getting better. You only get stronger. And we
Mm-hmm.
mature and we learn how to navigate through situations. My father left me in 2013. And I can promise you, here it is in 2021. There are days when I sit in the middle of my bed and I cry, y'all.
Yep.
June 8th was his birthday, and then after that, it was Father's Day. Every year on his birthday, I still bake his coconut cake like he's still here. Oh
Yeah.
no, sunshine. Listen, the lash is gone, girl. Hit my lash girl. She's in the description box below the video. She'll get you hooked up. But it's the
Mhm.
truth. Like,
It
that's
is.
real stuff. You're still
Uh-huh.
gonna have those moments, and I don't ever want to mislead you that, oh, you're gonna stop crying one day or whatever. We just get stronger.
Yep.
And Gemini girl, we're here for you. Because we know, we're at that stage, most of us in here, where we've gotten to a point in our lives where we're starting to get to step into the roles that our mothers were in, and step
Mhm.
into the roles that our fathers were in and our grandmothers were in. We went from, running to mama, now we mama. We went
Yep.
from calling big mama crying to now we big mama. So loss is
Uh-huh.
one of those things that we have to deal with, and unfortunately, says one of the ugly sides of loss is seeing your family members take the mask off.
Yeah.
Some of them people
Uh-huh.
was only nice to us because of that person that just left. They were afraid of what that person would do or that person's judgment, and so that was the only time they was behaving themselves. And when them people leave, baby, them people take the mask off, and then they really start to handle you the way they really, really want to handle you. And that's when we have to really learn how to become what we know that the person we lost would want us to be. And we have to look at them and examine their lives. Yes, Lativia, exactly, exactly. And that's why, listen, the other day when you said what you said, my heart went out to you and I felt you. And it is like another death. Happy to be happy. It's true. And so
Mhm.
when those masks come off and they start cutting up, I feel like that's our opportunity to look at the person that we lost that we're grieving over and understand the sort of personality that they brought to the table. Why we miss them is usually because these people were giants to us.
Yep.
And so you have to look back and say, okay, why? What made Big Mama a giant? What made Mama a giant? What made Daddy a giant to me? Some of these people that we love so much and it hurts so much that they left is because these people were not agents of chaos. People that bring chaos and destruction, when they go, people gonna show up, eat some chicken, drink a funeral soda, they gonna talk a little bit, and the world moves on. But those people who leave us and they transition, and their transition shakes us to the core, it's because these are the people who brought peace to situations. These are the people who brought order to situations. These are the people that when they left, you had to look, you could look around and say, now I know this would not be happening if mama was still here.
Yep.
I know y'all wouldn't be acting like that if daddy was still here. And so you have to look at, do I embody those same qualities that I needed and revered so much in that person I lost? And I guarantee you, if you all examine these people that we lose, I guarantee you, if you examine their lives, you are going to find that they are the kind of folks that we need to be striving to be.
Yup, yup. You know what? It's crazy because I was watching this like segment about healing one day, and they were going over like this process, like what do you say to like your teenage self and things like that. And when I had thought about my mother's life, and like my mother, she had me when she was 20,
Mm-hmm.
and then she had my brother like 4.5 years later, and then 15 years after that she had my sister. And when I had thought about her life, and she did a lot in the time that she was here, but I had just like, dang, she didn't really have like a lot of time for herself. Like she
Mm-hmm.
wasn't, you know what I mean? So, like she had me, then she had two other kids. And I was first, when I had to think about myself, like what would I say to my teenage self? It was bad because I was like, I um I felt bad because I didn't get that girl a chance.
Right.
You know, uh I just, you know, I get that girl a chance. Somewhere along the line, I became just grown, and you know that girl didn't have a chance. I went from teenager, I started working, and then I became grown in that order, and that was that. And I was like, wow, I didn't really give her no chance. You know what I mean? I got too grown too fast. And then I thought about my mother's life, and it made me more, because I was like, wow, she did not have my mother. She was only 62 when she passed away. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, you know, she didn't have that much time here, and then time for herself. And then I thought about the stuff that she went through, the stuff that happened. I felt so horrible.
Right.
But I also thought about all the good stuff she did, and
Mm-hmm.
all the stuff that she taught me as far as expression and surviving, because my mother, she worked with a school board, so she was an educator.
Mm-hmm.
And she also was like a person who wanted to help everybody. She, you know, she was about her herbs and stuff like that, but she was also about each one teach one. If she knows something that can help somebody, she would give them that information, even if she couldn't benefit from it. She wasn't
Mm-hmm.
about that. So I think about all those things, and everything that she taught me. Now I'm, you know, more and more embodying it. You
Right.
know, so I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely. And see, I don't know, just for me, I feel like we have to find a way to bring that energy back. Like I said,
Yes.
I want to bring the village back, and we got to bring that energy back. You know,
Yeah.
families, you used to be able to look at a family and you could tell who was holding it together.
Mm-hmm.
You
Uh
could
huh.
tell who was holding it together. And I just feel like, as ladies especially, we have the opportunity and we have everything that we need within us to be that for our families. When you think about what that person meant to you and what those people meant in our lives, it should make you stop and have a rethink on yourself. Am I holding people together, or do I walk into situations and scatter the place?
Mm.
If you don't walk into any situation, I don't care if it's a friend group, if it's a social group, if it's family, whatever the case may be, y'all, I don't care if it's your class reunion. If you walk into that situation and you don't cause people to want to be closer to each other, and you don't cause people to want to be closer together, our sister fell off, and you don't cause people to feel love and have a need or a want or an urge to show love and to spread that to other people, but you show up and folks start arguing. You show up and people start name calling. They start eye rolling, tooth sucking, and head shaking and neck twirling and whatnot. You got to ask yourself, what are you bringing to the people around you? Are you bringing peace, or are you bringing chaos? And
Yeah.
it's not that I'm saying that it's not a time to be chaotic. Sometimes it is time to tear up some stuff. Some things that have been built up on evil, on wickedness, those things sometimes they have to be torn down, but it shouldn't
Yeah.
be torn down by you doing something awful and ugly. If you
Right.
feel like it's something devilish and ugly and negative and evil, why don't you pray?
Mhm.
Is your mouth broke?
Mhm.
Why don't you pray and
Yep.
disorganize the kingdom of evil with your prayers? We're women, our mouths are powerful. When we cry, everybody feels us. Why don't you open your mouth? Even in correcting people, you can have love in that. Put love in your correction.
Mhm.
When we were young women and being straightened out, those ladies corrected us, but it was in love. It was rough, but it was love, and we knew they loved us.
Yep. Tough love.
Yeah, girl, you ain't lying. Sometimes it was too tough.
Yes. Cause that's that cloth they was cut from, you know?
Right. And that's the thing, and it's like we somehow along the line we lost that. I
Yeah.
don't know how we lost it, but somewhere along the line, man, we lost that. And that's where we messed up. That's where we messed up. We lost that. We lost the village, and we lost the ability to correct each other in love. Ain't no love no more.
Mhm.
Ain't no love. Everybody looking to
Nope.
point a finger and cause some more chaos and cause some more mess. The
Mhm.
drama supposed to be on the TV screen,
Exactly.
not in your real life.
Testify now.
It's supposed to be on the TV screen, man.
Mm-hmm.
Not in your house and not in your relationships and not between the people that you claim that you love and you care so much about. That ain't where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad I had a chance to talk with y'all today. Like it was on my head.
Yes. Me too. This is, I was looking at something and I said, oh wait, Crown Channel, hold up.
I'm
I see
glad. That's what I
because
want.
I was this what it was. I was I do like a few things independently. So I was like, okay, my work day is concluded. You know what I mean? So when I be like on a real tough discipline, so I was like, all right, now I gotta find something to watch. What did I miss? What did you know what I mean? And I just was flicking. They say up you 7 minutes. I said, oh wait, let me get up in Crown Chat. Hello, hey people, okay. I didn't
Okay.
even know that this was gonna happen today, but I'ma just tell you, I sincerely appreciate y'all listening. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the encouragement. I appreciate the testimonies, everything. I appreciate anybody's kind words and things they said in the chat. It just really, really, helped me. It really lifted something up off of me. And it was just something that I really needed to get out. And I
I'm
I
glad.
really,
I
really
felt that with
appreciate it.
girl. I could feel it just from what you typed. That's why I was like, you got to come up here and talk with your kin folks now. Let us know what's going on because on a real level, there's no way for us to really support you if we don't know what's happening. You know,
Right.
that's why
That's
I
right.
clicked that link down there from the minute I start the stream because it's like I want y'all to be able to come and talk. Like I don't care if it has nothing to do with what we talking about. Come up here and say what you need to say because we can't support you. We can't pray for you. We can't encourage you. We can't uplift you if we don't know that something's going on. If we don't know something happening, ain't nothing we can do.
That's right. You right. You
And
are
that's
you are
the
absolutely right.
nothing but the facts. Like I'm just glad that you allowed us access to you, and I'm glad that you allowed us in so that we can be supporters, so that we can, you know, be uplifters and encouragers for you. This is what I
Yeah.
want us to do. Like
Yes.
we choose the interactions we have, man. We choose how we deal with each other. It's all a choice. The last crown chat we was talking about yesterday, that controlling yourself, temperance, that
Uh,
fruit of the spirit. So when it comes down to it, we still have that temperance. We still have control over how we interact with people. And we can
uh,
choose whether we're speaking death or life into a situation.
right.
And God's butterfly telling the truth. We don't have to be strong women all the time. If we get weak, that's what our sisters are here for. The Lord first, and then and then our sisters.
Yes. Yes.
It's the truth. So it's like I'm just glad that you came and like put that out there because I saw people saying that they understood and they could identify with what you were going through. And it's important to talk. Sometimes I don't feel like talking and just saying everything, but when you
Right.
start talking to your sisters, you start seeing that somebody else know what you're going through. Somebody else
Right.
has experienced what you experienced, and when they've gone down that road before you got there, they can tell you how to get over the bumps and the
That's right.
potholes in that road.
That's right.
It is so very important. It is pertinent. Y'all, it's
Yes.
obligatory that we learn to open up to each other. We got to change the way we doing things. We got to bring the village back. And the
Yes.
only way we going to do that is by taking important steps to change the way we move around in this world. We got to change the way we regard each other. We got to change the way we value each other. And we sure enough got to change the way we speak to each other. Let's
That's
not
right.
speak death on our own situations. Let's not speak death on our children. No matter how bad them little terrorists may upset us, y'all be careful. Be careful. Don't sit there and tell him he no good like his daddy. Don't do that. Don't do it. I don't care how bad we get mad at these jobs. Let's not speak curses on these people and speak death into their situations and get those real tangible results, and then we have to feel bad about it later. Let's speak life into our situations. Let's speak life into our friends and acquaintances. Essence 818 says, it's so hard to relinquish your strength when we've been made to be strong, passed down from generation to generation. It's a process to let go sometimes. You said a word. It is. It is a process. And it's difficult. But if we do the work, I promise you it is worthwhile. And you're right. This has been passed down to us, sis. It's been passed down. And now we have to unlearn these habits.
Mm-hmm.
We got to unlearn these habits because it's not natural. We have normalized the abnormal and we got to stop it. Miss Loretta say we have allowed music to speak death. Oh, you better say that, Miss Loretta. How can
Ooh.
we change that sector? The only thing we can do to change that sector is to change that sector, I believe, is to turn the radio off. They can make any music they want to. I don't care
Mm-hmm.
if they make one called The Devil's Boogaloo. If,
We
if
ain't
I
gotta
don't
listen.
listen to it, it ain't got nothing to do with me.
That's
And I
right.
just make sure that my children know not to take in those things. That's why, I keep saying the women are the movement.
Yes.
We are the movement. We're the mothers.
We.
We teach these children.
Uh-huh.
We mold these babies. Our
Yep.
husbands may go make money and come back and pay a bill and protect the house and make sure don't nobody break in and get us. But overall, we're the ones who are pouring ourselves into these children. So
Uh-huh.
as the mothers, we can say no. We can collectively say no. When these people are speaking death into situations and glorifying, hoeing around and telling our children, go sell this and flick your wrist and all this other craziness that they talking about, it's up to us to say no. We ain't gotta listen, and we ain't gotta let our children listen to it. We the mamas. We
Mm-hmm.
control what happens. And we just got to say no. Candace say bring R&B back. Yeah, bring something. Bring something. Because first off, I don't understand what half of these new cats is talking about anyway. I don't even understand the words they saying.
Yeah.
That's right. Sister Essence say change the station. Make your own playlist because this blank ain't got nothing on what my mom used to be mad about. That's true. That's true. It was just doing the butt. These days is on some other stuff. That's true. They do be on some other stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, and our mamas was having a fit about some real small issues compared to what we dealing with.
Oh,
I'm glad you
honey.
made it here, Felicia Marie. Yep. Deborah Summerall hit it on the head. The changing of the guard. I'm now a great auntie. You said it in a mouthful. You said it better than I could. This is truly a changing of the guard. We have become the mothers, the aunties, the big mamas.
Mm-hmm.
That's us now. We're
Yep.
not we're not we're not little girls no more.
I've noticed that it's a whole shift in the universe with us, and we are mobilizing and doing everything, and as long as a lot of women just learn how to not allow people to do competition and things like that, because we better sticking together than to be
Mm-hmm.
like that. Like, I've never been I'm not a jealous person, I'm not a judgmental person. I'm the type person that I want everybody to win. I root for everybody. That's the type of person I am. Even if I don't know you, I root for you just because that's just how I am. So I see, different things, a shift in, mobilization. And, you have some women out here that they want to mobilize, because we stronger together. It's no need for us to be against each other, and we can get a lot more done together than apart, you know.
That ain't nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing but the truth. We need each other. And
Yeah.
I keep saying it and I'm gonna keep saying it and ain't nobody gonna
Future
stop me
is
from saying it.
female.
We need each other.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Essence says she think her mama owe her an apology about popping her for singing Juicy Fruit. Girl, I done got popped for worse, sister. I ain't
Oh.
lying, y'all. My mama was crazy. That lady was like Bobby Boucher mama on Waterboy. Everything was the devil. The devil.
Oh.
Everything. I swear to God. That lady had
Well,
me
do
so
you remember
scared.
what was it, Pay the Bell? Remember that, who zooming who, right?
Uh-huh.
And so I was singing that, so she gonna say you can't sing that, but you playing it on the radio. I didn't know that, what they was talking about. I found out when I got older, but I didn't know that then. No wonder I couldn't sing it, but you playing it on your record player.
Girl, it was a
Oh,
whole lot of stuff that
okay.
that people was listening to that we knew not to say. Now I remember we had that cool cousin. I think all us had that cool cousin. Hey, Miss Barbara. That the cousin that probably went off to the service, got grown before you. They always had the nice car, got their own house first, and all that.
Uh-huh.
My cousin had an S curl and an earring in his ear, honey. Well, you couldn't tell me nothing about JD. So
Oh.
yeah, Jake, that was my cousin. I love me some Jake. So Jake had his own place, and he got married young and everything, child. And Jake had a record player, and Jake had that Dolomite album.
Oh.
Y'all know Rudy Ray Moore.
Oh.
And so we would go sneak over to Jake house any chance we could get to Jake, because Jake would let us play the radio, to play the records. And you could hear Rudy Ray do all that old low down dirty cussing. And it was funny. It was funny because the worst
Mm-hmm.
thing we ever heard my mama say was hell, and she was talking about a destination. She wasn't cussing at nobody. So we would go sneak and listen to Rudy Ray and hear all that mess. And girl, as luck would have it, we messed around and got caught
Oh.
listening to Rudy Ray.
Oh.
Okay, it's a reason my behind is too big. That lady swole it up that day. She swole it up that day. On that day, I ended up with a fatty because it
Oh.
was it was not a game. It was not a game. So it's like and I said that to say this. Of course, we could say no, and we can stop our children and teach them right, but don't y'all get discouraged if the child sneak and get into some stuff. Kids gonna sneak and get into stuff, but as long as you're the one that's saying no and setting the example, eventually they'll come to their senses. Eventually, it might take a while. Don't quote me on no
Mm-hmm.
time frame, but I'm just
Yeah.
telling you the truth.
Yep.
Eventually, it'll soak in. They'll come to their senses. Paula, you better say it. Millie Jackson, girl. If I'd have got caught listening to a Millie Jackson record, we probably wouldn't be here having this conversation. That lady would have killed me. Yeah, Candace, I remember hearing Millie too, but we heard it like other people playing it in their house. But I knew not to go put no Millie Jackson record on their record player. I wasn't crazy, cause y'all know Millie had a filthy mouth.
Mm-hmm.
She did. And who
Yeah.
was that comedian, Mom's Mabley? I'm
Oh.
telling
Oh, yeah, that was she's
I'm telling you. Ain't nothing new under the sun. It was always some people that was real edgy and would say some real crazy stuff. Everybody
yeah.
yeah,
You know
everybody
when
loves
they
their comics.
yes, when the when who did they Roland Martin, he did a whole list back in the day, like he started from like the 40s of people, because when the he did that because of when they bought the WAP out, they had
Mm-hmm.
called, somebody called him up and they sent him the video and they wanted to know what he thought. And so what he did was he did a live and ran down all the people from back in the day and
Mm-hmm.
they names and all the stuff they used to be saying, and like, this ain't
Mm-hmm.
nothing new. Y'all mad about this? This what y'all mad about? This what y'all men upset about? But y'all be saying, did it? I mean, when I say did, it was like an hour and a half. He ran it that honey.
And he ain't
Look,
told he ain't told now lie. I ain't even no fan of Roly Poly Martin, but he wasn't lying on that one. Sunshine, sunshine. Thank you so much for becoming a royal family member. I appreciate it. Yes. And she could sing and she didn't need nobody's auto tune. You better tell the truth.
okay,
Honey, listen, it ain't new, but I'm gonna tell you what is new though, girl. What's new is the fact that now it's normal. Then it was taboo. Even
right.
if you had an auntie that would listen to Millie Jackson, she didn't play that while the children was around.
Uh-uh.
Some of these crazy girls ain't got no better sense than to be playing the WAP for the baby to be dancing around in the pamper to it.
Right.
See, it wasn't normalized then. People talking dirty, of course it ain't new. Ain't nobody crazy. What was her name? Bessie Smith from the 30s, 20s or 30s. She had a low down nasty mouth. I don't know how
Ooh.
that lady talked like that and didn't catch fire. But
Uh-huh.
it wasn't normal. It was still taboo. And so
Yeah,
once you
they
get
they
past
kept
that,
things like that, like kind of like under, what I
yeah.
mean, they pulled it out, when.
when they
when the
thought
folks
that
is
was their
around,
angel.
that's yeah.
That's right. And God's butterfly girl, you a mess. She say a wet pamper too. You ain't lying. Some of them babies' pampers be swole up like they done soaked up the Dead Sea. And they still don't be done changed them. Sometimes them be the same ones playing that music for the babies and recording it and putting it on social media and cheering
Hmm.
and going on. You know,
Think it is
us
cute.
we sick. We sick, boss. Zelene said, yeah, you see a lot of babies dancing around on different platforms. And I be wondering about that. You got the baby booty popping in the pamper. You setting her up for failure. That's a setup.
Hmm.
Okay. See, Essence, you was one of them kids kept getting a whipping and sent back to bed. She said I was always thirsty, so I had a reason to be in and out of the bed, interrupting that pity pat and spades game late at night. Cigarette smoking, gin, and music and laughter. Those were the days. You got that right. Them chicks would set up a card party, wouldn't it? Oh, Eva, don't mention them Red Fox albums. I love Red Fox. And
Oh,
that is one I used to sneak and listen to. I never got caught listening to Red Fox though. I only got and I didn't get caught listening to Richard Pryor live from the Sunset Strip, but I enjoyed that one too.
oh my God. My dad still he picks a moment out of the day and he will watch so many the Richard Pryor. Oh my goodness, child. I just sit there next to him and be dying laughing.
Mm-hmm. But that's the thing. And sis got a point, humble beginning. She said children are raised completely different now from how I was raised as a child. You knew to stay in a child's place. You right,
Mm-hmm.
sis. They ain't got a child's place no more. You got women that's
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be sitting around raising them, trying to act like them, and the children is sitting up here acting like they pay property tax. That's what's
Ain't
going
that the
on.
truth?
That's what's
Mm-hmm.
going on. Like the things that were
The kids
normal.
is telling the parents what to do.
Well, I mean, can you blame the little terrorists? I mean, if the mama acting like a toddler, you better tell her
Mm.
something.
Like, okay, so I have a son. One thing I never do, like I never dress, what I mean, like sexy, what I mean. I never be out, what I mean, with my son like that. Now, if I go somewhere, it's something different. I don't even do too much of what I used to do back in the day, but I don't do none of that around that. It's a lot of people now, they be having, like the primes and stuff, and it's like you got your breasts all out with your. I couldn't do that around my son.
Let me tell you, my children always were fussy with me, and I was never, the real young acting mama. But I would put on my little stuff to go out when they were smaller. And that girl that y'all see in here, Eva, she had a bad habit of saying, "Ain't that too short?" Girl, she acted just like my mother. She would say it to you real quick and look at you crazy. Ain't that too short? Like, no, you too short. I'm wearing this dress. But
Ah!
but no, and that's the thing. But we always had that line in the sand, that respect. We respected
Hmm.
ourselves in front of our children, so we gave them something to respect.
Right.
It's something bad that happens when we don't give our children anything to respect. When the first woman they know, they don't respect her, then you get a Maurice, you get a trick daddy running around disrespecting women all willy-nilly because the first woman in his life didn't give him anything to respect.
Hmm.
Lord, Zalise say evil was keeping you straight. She was. That thing still be trying to tell me what to do. Last time
Ah!
I was home, she was fussing at me about combing my hair because y'all know I hate to comb my head. That's something I hate worse than a toothache is to comb my hair. And she'll get to fussing at me. You need to do this and you better do it. Mama, now this don't make no sense. And I let her just go head on. I think she's an old soul. She came here and we told her
Uh-huh.
she had been here before. She showed
Yes.
up telling everybody what to do and fussing at my daddy before he left. He used to call her the little boss. Right. Some of these children been here before. And it's so
Yes,
sad because some of
yes.
these kids now done been here before. And their mamas is so silly. That's why you see these children telling them what to do.
Hmm.
That's
I
why
got
you
a
see that happen.
little yeah, I got a little guy cousin. She just turned 6. And oh, she has the old soul. The way she talks to us and everything, I just be looking like, where did she come from? because
Uh-huh.
the stuff that she says, it's not anything smart. She says things that really make sense, and you'd be like, "Well, how you know?" She'd be like, "Well, I'd seen it on such and such, and yes." She said, "Well, I have a fever. Aren't you supposed to get the thing to put under my tongue so you could check my temperature?"
Mm-hmm.
Uh, d- So her mom talk about how she know that. She told something. I seen it on what was it, Doc McStuffins? You
That's
know the
right.
little
The
right. You
doctor,
know
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, I said, oh, well, she know what she talking about. And she said, and take my blood pressure. Girl, I fell out. I said, you know what? She said, what you laughing for? You gotta take my blood pressure. That's what they did on the TV. You gotta take my blood pressure and you gotta give me some medicine.
I'm telling you, these kids, they're not stupid. They come out every it looks like every set of children, every generation, they come out smarter. They come out with a lot more
Advance.
cognitive abilities and common.
Yes.
And the thing
Mhm.
is, they just need molding. They need molding. So that's what we have to be there for. That's why I keep saying, y'all, it's so important that we bring the village back. These little babies, they come here, they got plenty of sense. They know what they're doing. They know what this, they learn fast. You can put them in front of the computer. They'll be done built a whole, neutron bomb or something. Be done,
I,
solve cold fusion or some trash by the time they're 3 years old. So they
mm-hmm.
have the cognitive ability, but they need us to teach them morals, values, to mold them, to show them love, how to be affectionate, how to emote, that the things that only a mother can teach. So that's why I'm like, the village, it has to come back. If these girls having these babies are half doing the job or not doing the job at all, it's no point in us sitting around talking about what they're not doing. We already see they're not doing it.
Yeah, we gotta help them out.
Right. So then the question is, what are you doing about it?
Yeah,
We have to do
we
something.
gotta help the kids. I always say that because my son, that's my only child, and people are like, you ain't little kids. I be like, I be like I have a goddaughter, which is my cousin's daughter, and I also have another little godchild, and you know what I mean. I believe in that because when I was coming up, that's how it was. So I don't mind helping them, with whatever it is that they, you know what I mean, because you need that sometimes, no matter what, and the children, they can learn, from different people. You remember when we was coming up, like I used to be at my grandmother's house. My mom, my dad, they at work or whatever's going on, they went to an outing. I'm at my grandmother's house. You know what I mean? And grandma used to be teaching me,
Mm-hmm.
so you know what I mean, or she take me wherever she went, I went, how I used to go. So I don't mind, you know what I mean? And when I have the time with them, I do stuff that is fun but also educational, you know, um,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like, you know what I mean, my son is grown, so it's like I love it. You know what I mean? They mind, you understand what I'm saying? To help explore, help them out, you know what I mean, help them be creative.
Right.
It's beautiful. It's
And that's
beautiful.
what we have to do. And then as mothers who are more experienced, that's our opportunity to actually speak positive things into these little babies' spirits, to speak positive things into their lives, to manifest good things on these children. We shouldn't interact with them at all if we can't sit down and say, you are special, you're wonderful, you are smart, you're going to do so well, you are going to be so blessed, you gonna make money, and your money gonna make money. We should sit up and just speak all kind of wonderful goodness into these children, while because we have more understanding of the power of our words than their mothers. So we have to, I just feel like that's our place. And I really want us to step into our roles as mothers, and not just think that your mothering stops at your front door. It doesn't. And in order to be effective, we have to get ourselves in order. We have to check ourselves first before we can check anybody else. Before we can show love, we have to learn love, how to feel
You
it,
right.
how to accept it from others, and then how to project that out. Because we really have to be able to project that love and do it in a way that people can receive it. I can tell you all day I love you, but if my actions don't show love, it ain't gonna be worth nothing.
That's right.
That's just the truth. Oh, Auntie Eva say I spoke those words into my godson's life, into his ear. Exactly. That's the kind of thing we got to do, and that's what I want to encourage. That's really all I was trying to bring to y'all for today. But you know how it is. We get in here and get to talking like we do, and the conversation will
Something
run
else
long
going
on us.
on.
It'll run
Yeah.
long. It'll run long, and I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all, because sometimes we need to be able to talk, get this stuff out. If we need to cry, have our cry. If we tear up our lashes, we just buy some more, y'all, and we'll move on from there. But the truth of the matter is, I just want us to do better. I want us to be better because I know we are better. Any tools we have that can help us to do the right thing. And even when it comes to everybody else, you all, even you all that's in the chat, y'all bring a whole lot of good information, things that I ain't even thought of, that y'all bring to the conversation and you put out there, and that way your sisters can grab onto it, and it becomes a part of their experience while we here. And if you all want to bring something that you want us to talk about, or even if y'all just want to have a vent session, man, hit me in the inbox and let me know. And we'll do that,
Okay.
because we need each other, and I want to make sure I'm there for y'all. And my day coming, because my day, I have my days. I can't even, guarantee when it's gonna happen, but I do have my days, and when they are, I would hope that y'all would be there for me the same way. We have to reach out and give people an opportunity to be there for you too. Zelene, thank you
Mhm.
so much for becoming a royal family member. I really appreciate it. Yes. Mm-hmm. But it's just the truth. The real Miss Fake Avatar, girl, you just getting here. Thank you so much. I was looking for you. Essence says, as an adult, tough love isn't easy for a parent to dole out, but it's necessary sometimes. Nobody said it's gonna be easy, but it's gotta be done. You said that,
Amen.
girl. You said that.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. Listen, y'all, I sure hope y'all ready for that front porch tomorrow. Cause we got some gossip going on in the news.
Oh.
It's some stuff going on. Egypt, what you
Mhm.
think about this, the newest development that Cosby done been
Yes, honey, I seen it all over before I clicked on the you. I seen it plastered all over. You know, everything you scroll is on everything. I said, and I listened to Lester Holt real fast to see just the gist of what was said so that I could know like what was going on because I just kept seeing it, you know what I mean, while I was trying to work. I was like, ooh, what they say, Bill Cosby, what? Then I said release. I was like, well,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere along the line, listen, that let me tell you something. That man, I don't know what that is. That's his security, that chocolate man.
You say the chocolate man? I'm
Yeah,
dead.
yeah, yes, that chocolate man with those glasses. That's a fine man. You know what I'm saying? That man is real smart. Yeah, 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 yeah. That man real smart. But I know behind the scenes that man was doing everything in his power to get him to be able to talk to that board. You understand what I'm saying here in Pennsylvania? And yeah. So I don't know if it was any type of money involved or anything, but yeah, that's they done did that. Yeah,
Child,
he
y'all, look, Sister Sunrise say she live near Cosby House and she see helicopters right now. Girl, that's probably them news helicopters, you think? She say,
oh,
and news vans too. Okay, yeah, that is the news. Uh-huh. Yes, girl,
mm-hmm.
it's a lot going on. That's why I said, oh, tomorrow we gonna have it going on that porch.
Front porch will be popping. Okay.
Cause stuff is happening. Something is happening.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Sis, you
I'm
always
going to
welcome. But
do
look,
you
listen, let me tell
go
you
ahead.
what's going on. The wrap
Okay.
up so far. Now we got to talk about Tokyo Vanity. That big pretty girl that was on Love and Hip Hop. Now
Yes, I love her.
I like her too because she keep her hair done. I like when I don't like to comb my hair, but I love to see when other people got their hair done and be looking good and whatnot. I love that.
Yes.
But yeah,
I
so we
did
got to
see
talk
her.
about her. We got to talk about this Cosby situation because at first I thought they were saying that they overturned the verdict. What they're saying is they vacated the judgment. So and they're saying they can't retry him. So that's another thing. Then we got to talk about and laugh at Jason Lee girl because they say he was drunk as Cooter Brown or high as a mink coat, one of the two, and he was caught on film. So we gonna have a couple of laughs at that. Apparently, him and Tasha K supposed to be feuding, and we gonna laugh and drag that up on that porch too.
Ooh.
And child, they say Nene Leaks was criticizing Shawnee O'Nostrils, honey. So we gonna drag that up on that porch, and we gonna
Oh
laugh
yeah,
at
yeah,
that.
I heard about that.
Hmm. Then
Okay.
y'all know we got to talk about the game trying to encourage women to let their men cheat on them. I get so sick of him, and apparently Maurice had to have something to say about that too. Then
What?
he put his mouth in everything.
Yes,
He
yes.
does. He don't know how to just be quiet and leave it alone. Hey Jeanette, you from England? Oh my goodness! Thank you so much for tuning in. I love it.
Yes.
All right, Auntie Eva, thank you so much for becoming a royal family member. Thank you for
Damn,
your
you
membership.
don't you don't went royal for real, Seanitra. Okay,
Okay, now that's the real royal right there, honey. Our sisters
oh
all the way in England.
yeah.
Uh-huh. Then y'all
Okay.
know, we gotta take Gizzard Neck on the court on the porch too. Giselle Bryant,
Mm.
cause apparently her tagline for Real Housewives of Potomac is saying it's problematic, and I'm gonna have to say I think it might be too, but I don't know whether it was intentional or whether she just that ignorant and don't nobody know no better. Sunrise say don't forget we got Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat versus tomorrow. Ooh, yes, it's
Ooh,
going down. Now that's
ooh.
my kind of verses. I couldn't get with no Lil Bow Wow and the Soldier Boy and none of that. But this right here, Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat. Thank you, Sunrise, for making sure our sisters know to tune in to that. But
Mm.
yeah, they say Gizzard Neck say the secret to her pretty skin is staying in the shade. So people is concerned about that. And
Oh.
oh yeah, then they got a new group, y'all, Changing Faces again. They had Changing Faces before, but Changing Faces is back. Now, who in the new group for Changing Faces is gonna be Phaedra K. Michelle and Wendy Osefo? Cause them people say all three of them gals can change they got doggone faces.
Ooh.
So we gonna talk about them and drag them up on that porch tomorrow. Oh, it's going down.
Mm.
It's
I
going
can't wait.
down. Oh
I
yeah.
can't wait. I'm
Listen,
excited.
girl, I'm ready. I went by the grocery store, and I know this is real ignorant, but I'm just me. I went and got the
Okay.
little pre-made margarita, the strawberry one, the big jug of
Yes.
that. Uh-huh. And I'm gonna go ahead and get my margarita, get my ice.
Mm.
I might even put a little sugar on the rim. Nika says she got her Moscato, honey. It's going
Okay.
down. So if you
Yeah, I
got
got my Pinot
Moscato,
Grigio. Okay.
you got your Pinot Grigio. So ladies, whether you got your Pinot Grigio, your Moscato, hell, I don't care if you got a bottle of Ripple or Thunderbird.
Okay, you got
Y'all
your
come
Henny.
on. MD 2020, Boone's Farm, whatever you
Okay.
drinking, drag it up on that porch.
Not bad though.
Don't act like that was y'all first drink.
No, yeah, they used to sell that at the speakeasy. I know the grape and the orange, okay?
Yes, that Mad Dog 2020 grape.
22.
That was the one. Okay. Now we
Mm.
done graduated and we can drink some stuff that don't taste like that, but we ain't gonna act like we don't know what it was.
Listen.
Oh, Sunshine says she got her Remy. Oh, you got the VSOP.
Oh, she got that red and malt.
That's right. Hey, LS. Yeah. Oh, Cisco. You know what? Now in Florida, we used to call that Naughty Head. That Cisco. So if y'all
Oh,
got that Cisco, that good old Naughty Head, whatever y'all drinking, drag it up on that porch tomorrow. And we gonna sit up here and talk about these folks on this porch.
hey,
We got
Ella.
the family members they got their special emojis or whatever. I made sure we included them citronella candles with them
Mm.
emojis. So if y'all feel like the mosquitoes is biting, y'all pull out your candles and we gonna run the mosquitoes off where we can talk trash all into the night
Cute.
like we known to do. Kaylin. Okay, she said I was just about to say that it almost took me out. We called it liquid crack. That's right. That's sure what they used to call it. I remember that very clearly. So, girl, I can't wait to get on that porch because stuff is really going down. Hell, I'm scared to see what's gonna happen before we can go to bed tonight and get up again tomorrow.
I know, I know.
Cause stuff is going on.
It's a lot.
Okay, you get off at 3, and you say you in Detroit, right? You should be good because we going on the front porch around about 10 o'clock, 10:30 tomorrow night. So that give people time to, I guess, hopefully the verses will be off by then. And
Mm-hmm.
that way we'll have time to eat, get our chicken wings, get our drink
Yeah.
together, whatever we drinking on,
Yeah.
and get our tails in front of our phones, laptops, iPads, or even your desktop. I don't know what you're doing, but get on one of them. About 10 o'clock tomorrow, 10 o'clock, 10:30. I normally jump on by 10:30, but we may as well jump on around 10 o'clock. That way we can
Mm,
start talking and gossiping and having us
yeah.
a good old family time on the porch.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we may as well do. I think we'll go ahead and move it to Sunrise say make sure it's after the verses. I'm gonna do my best, sis. I'm gonna do my best to keep it around that time so we can talk about it and y'all can come tell us what you thought about it. Hopefully they have on some interesting clothes. I don't know what Bobby Brown gonna do, and I'm interested to see if he can still do them little dances he used to do. Okay, you
Mm.
gonna be there tomorrow with new lashes? Okay. Oh, and let me mention again, y'all check that link in the description box. My eyelash girl is bad, y'all. I wouldn't lie to you. She good. Y'all check her out. Oh, that's 4:30 in the morning over there. Oh, well, if you roll over and you want to holler at us, please come on in. Come on in. And then if you get up at 6 a.m., we'll still be here. So you don't have to get up at 4:30, but if you get up by 6, roll on over in, we should still be here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You smoke Lexi? Okay, gotcha. Humble beginning say had to go out and come back to hit the like button. We hit that like button for less. At least we can hit it for our girl who is really trying to encourage and be positive. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. It really does. All right. But
Yes,
yeah,
I'm so happy. I'm so happy. When I seen you start this, I said yes because I always, when you would talk and speak, I always like she would be real good. Just having like an open discussion type of thing. I didn't know you was ever going to do it, but look at God. Okay,
look at him. And
look,
Tanya
look
S said, we get on
at
so late
God.
you be sleep. Sis, I'm sorry. I be trying to let everything that's gonna happen for the day happen before I start pulling folks on here and this disturbing people in the middle of the day while the gossip's still happening. And then tomorrow we got a verses, sis. So we don't want to try to butt heads with the verses because I don't even know how to play none of that on here. So I guess we just have to meet up and talk about it after the fact. You know what I mean? But
Mm.
I'm gonna try to do better about at least our crown chats. I try to make them early in the day so we can catch the folks that don't be up late at night. But them night hours be in here clowning. So if you get a night where you can stay awake a little bit or just turn your phone on and listen, some of these folks be in here really clowning. And New York finally say yes, yes, lash info. Yep, I put the lash info because I like to, especially if I patronize somebody, I want to make sure people know who I patronize, so that way if y'all want to check them out, you can. You know what I mean? And also, just so y'all know, that young lady, that link is for her Instagram page. So if you get a chance, go to her Instagram, follow her on Instagram. She's so talented. She don't just sell lashes, y'all. She sell hair and everything else too. Now I just
Mm,
can't do all that hair because of these hot flashes. And
right.
I know y'all be melting them wigs down to your forehead and all that stuff, and it look good. It look good, y'all. I just can't do it because I will sweat that thing off. You probably got about a good 20 minutes before that wig gonna look like a nice cap that need a chin strap. So
Listen,
that's
honey,
why
I'm
I
a
don't
little
do it.
seasoned. I had to go get my own hair did. I said, I ain't got time. I can't be doing no cap, no not. And I was like, oh, it ain't happening. No, no, no.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So that's what's going on for tomorrow. More than likely, unless something real serious happen, ain't no way in the devil I'm coming back on here again today. But I will definitely be back tomorrow so we can be on that front porch. Zaleen say sometimes I doze off, wake up and join the chat. I know that's right. Ain't nothing wrong with a little
Yes.
doze off.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all better be careful while I'm drinking that margarita, cause I might mess around and doze off too. Oh Lord. Now you know what? The real Miss Fake Avatar is killing me. Use a whole assassin. She say, look at me being messy. Just hold up your phone to the TV and show it like Monica allegedly. That's what said.
Oh,
Right. Exactly. Oh my goodness. Hey
that
Kendra.
that part.
Uh-huh. Thatpart.com. She said, just hold
Okay.
it up to the screen. I ain't gonna go that route, but
Okay. We ain't finna be doing that now. So Nietzsche gonna be to found out how to do it if we gonna do it, and that's what we gonna do. Okay.
okay, because for the longest, that's why I would never do a channel, to be honest, Egypt, because I don't know how to do all the technology stuff. Of course, I love
Okay.
having a place to sit up and laugh and talk with y'all. It means a lot. My children is grown. I got one left at home, and she old enough to where she don't need me. So that gal don't even have to talk to me. She be in her room and doing her thing and the TikTok and the talk tick and this and that. You know how these kids are. So
Right.
when I
Like
get
my
a
yeah,
chance,
my son is grown. He's 20, so he child. Listen, he got his own schedule, everything. I just don't even really bother the child like that. You know.
well, you made us laugh. She said she wanted to make us laugh. Well, mission accomplished, girl. Yes, girl. A Thursday night versus. So they gonna make us do what we gotta do. Kendra,
Mhm.
that's not our girl. Miss Fake New York. The only place I seen her was on Bigo. That's the only place I seen her. And I'm gonna tell you, if you go to Bigo, her page on Bigo is Miss Fake New York, and she's still just as silly and crazy as she ever been. I don't know why she, left us over here on YouTube, but she left us, girl. She just went on over there. I'm for real,
She
sis.
making some coin. They say she making some coin over there.
People saying that, but that's not true. She's not even hosting. Because I asked her
Mm.
about whether she was going to host, and she said she's not hosting because when you host, you have to be on the camera, and she
Right.
don't ever want to be on the camera. They don't let you
Oh
off when you hosting.
yeah.
Right. Hey Lulu, you made it. How you doing, girl? So because she don't want to turn her right. That's a whole different person. This the real Miss Fake Avatar. But this our sister too. I love her. She just I won't say she just as crazy, but she a different kind of crazy. She'll have us laughing up in here too. Yeah, take your nap first, New York finest. So yeah, so she can't turn that camera on, and she told me she wasn't hosting because of course I had to go over there and show
You
her
know
some
who I
love.
swore that was like I was hands down like so I don't know if you remember, right? This is just real quick before we get off.
Mm-hmm.
So we was up in the other family um um channel, and she had did a replay of somebody that they was talking about her. They was coming at it, and there was this woman or whatever that kept arguing with her. It was like a video from like I guess a year and a half or whatever. So it's this particular one. I swear that's because they sound exactly alike. It's like I swore. So it was like a video where these people they was talking about her, and then the person who it was, they took and called in and on the video, and this particular woman that called in, I'm not really sure exactly what the sexuality was, but that person sounded just like the fake Miss New York, because I remember like Michelle was asking them like, well, what happened? What did I do? What did I say? And the response from the person was just that it was that same exact voice. And I always just be thinking that in my head, like, yo, that is that person. But I just never said nothing.
Well, she has her face because she calls herself a celebrity troll. And girl, if you ain't never heard her, you missed a treat. She is funny, funny, funny. Now, I don't know whether I don't think none of us really know her gender. She
Right.
says that she's trans, but I don't know. All I can
Right.
tell you is that she's funny. That's
Yeah, she's
all I
funny.
can
She's funny as hell. Yes.
say.
Yeah. She has me that girl, she'd have me crying plenty of times. Okay?
Uh
Plenty
huh.
of time. Her and that Dre. Her all both of them.
Yeah,
Okay? A
she
whole
have
piece of
me.
work.
Child, I don't know about Dree. I ain't finna lie. I ain't gonna talk about him, but I don't know about Dree. We yet like I said the other night, we yet praying for Dree.
Right.
We
It's
yet
it's
praying because our boy. Sometimes he be hot and cold. Sometimes he be cool, and then sometimes he be on another level. So I don't know.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she could be
He
making
remind
up.
me of the people that because I used to work in the Department of Correction facility
Me
with with
too.
with inmates with mental health, like men and women.
Mm-hmm.
You did?
I did. I worked for the state of Florida Department of Corrections for many years. Sure
Oh,
did.
okay.
Right there at Lowell CI. I started off
Uh-huh.
working at Lowell Correctional and Marion Correctional. Then when they
Okay.
when they when they split the medical department, then I ended up just at Lowell CI, which is the women's prison. And
Mhm.
then and then we took over Forest Hills, which was like the minimum
Yeah,
security,
yeah, I know
and then
about there.
we took over the Levy Forestry Camp, and then Lower
Mhm.
Annex. So we ended up with, before I left, I want to say about 30, 37 to 3,800 inmates. And at that time, we were the second largest women's prison in the country. Right now, Lower Correctional in Marion County, Florida, is the largest women's institution in the nation. There's not another
Mhm.
women's prison that's larger than Lower Correctional. And
Right.
I've seen lots of people who have that kind of behavior. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Mhm.
And so
Yup.
it's
Yup.
like,
Yup. And
you
they
know,
on
I have to,
medication.
right. I don't know now. I ain't gonna put that out there in the
No,
atmosphere.
I'm
I
just
don't
saying
know.
some. I'm no. I'm saying some people. Some of
Some of
them.
them
I'm not saying that about him. I'm saying some of the people like
were
they're
on
on
it.
medication.
Right.
So you know what I mean.
But you
They
know,
be like you said, the hot and cold.
yeah,
Like.
they be hot and cold. Yeah. And the thing is like with when you start getting into corrections, that's a different conversation because a lot of times, you know, they would give them a psych eval and they would, you know, prescribe psychotropics, whether them people needed
Mhm.
psychotropics or not. That was just
Mhm.
standard. That was just standard operating procedure.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the inmates didn't mind being written a script for psychotropics because I know especially the state of Florida, if you were in a correctional facility and they put you on psychotropics, when you got released from prison, it was easier for them to get a crazy check, so they didn't really
Mhm.
mind
Right. Yeah. A
that
lot of
type of
people.
thing.
Yeah. They didn't mind either. It kind of helped a lot of people get through their bids. Like some
Child,
people.
please let me tell you something. I worked at Pill Line. I don't think it was a matter of them getting through their bids. I think the issue for them was they would cheat those pills and then go back on the yard and go back to their dorms and be selling them pills.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
And
Mhm.
they wasn't just doing that with the psychotropics. They was doing that mess when it came to, oh no, it's nothing wrong with needing medication, sis. I just didn't want to say that about somebody and I don't know that about them. That's all.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, they would cheat those pills and go back and sell them on the yard, sell them to other inmates. They would do that with the
Mhm.
psychotropics and with the seizure medicine. They was in there
Mhm.
breaking up Tegretol and putting them on they rolled up tobacco cigarettes and stuff, all kind of stuff.
Yeah. See, I worked at a it was so it's the the halfway house correctional facility, what I mean, when they get out, but they still be on the prison roll. And so I had a unit of maybe like 60 almost to 70 people, what I mean. They was just in like the little small rooms. It just wasn't cells. I mean, just had doors.
Mm-hmm.
Um and yeah. So it's like so much, I mean, stuff that you see, I mean, people back and forth, they tell you different things. So that is a lot. That's a whole nother
Yeah,
rim. We can have a personal conversation about
yeah,
that.
for real.
Uh-huh.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Auntie Eva, you ain't the only one finna go, and we'll definitely talk tomorrow night. Y'all, I
Yes.
enjoy talking with you. I love y'all so much. Egypt, I love you for coming up here and letting your
Yes.
sisters in and
Thank
letting us be there
you.
to support you. That means so much to me. I know it means a lot to your sisters as well. And y'all, we
Yes.
gonna be back tomorrow night, but tomorrow night we coming back with our bottles and our chicken wings, and we gonna have us a good
Okay.
time on the porch now.
Yes.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye,
All
Eva.
right.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.